Rachel, thank you very much. It is only day 2, and the media cannot help but heap praise on President Joe Biden. Watch this.
I've been listening to these inaugural addresses since 1961. John F. Kennedy, Ask Not. I thought this was the best inaugural address I ever heard.
And so much more. Don't have the time to play it all for you, but you may have seen it online. Joining us now to discuss is Adam Weiss, CEO of AMWPR and political strategist, and Dan Gaynor, VP of MRC Tech Watch. Good to see Adam and Dan here today. Thank you so much. Adam, I'll start with you. The best speech ever. And he's covered politics, and he points this out better than JFK, which has stood the test of time for decades. Your thoughts?
Hi, Sean. Thanks for having me. I know the love affair came from the mainstream media. The same came from when they were talking about the First Lady and the former First Lady. It comes from all different culture in the media, whether it's the fashion element or just Joe's speech, which has so much praise on it. And not once did I hear any praise from the former president. So, you know, we're going to have a constant stream of positive press that we're going to live through. But one thing I want to point out that before, when George W. Bush was president and Bill Clinton became president, most of the American public didn't see the bias in the media. One thing President Trump did, he fought back for 4 or 5 years, so it seeped into the American conscience that, yes, there is a bias. So they're going to see through it, most of the American public, where before they didn't. So one thing he really helped out was he showcased how biased the media really is when it comes to politics, culture, and that streams through the American psyche, and that really does play a part when it comes to elections.
Dan Gaynor, I'll bring you in on this as well, because Adam mentions an excellent point, and I was pointing this out to Emma earlier. You know, our job is to stay on top of the news, and our job is also to stay on top of how the news is covered. And I can't help but look up to ABC, and they're talking about Kamala Harris, the power of her pearls. I look down at CNN, and they're talking about this beautiful poetry that was done on the inauguration. It was all praise, praise, praise. Nothing talking about policy. Is this what we're going to see for the next 4 years, Dan?
Oh, I think it's going to get worse. Not even stay the same. They called Biden the Papa in Chief. CNN, his arms are outstretched. The lights and flags, I think, around the mall were just another version of his arms outstretched around the country. And it just went on and on. A New York Times editor saying she had chills seeing the Biden plane land, and she was so criticized on Twitter she deleted her Twitter account. The American public are tired of this activist press that does not cover things neutrally. And we saw it at the press conference yesterday where we had years where the news media would assault Trump practically almost physically. And then yesterday they're throwing softballs so much it looked like a semi-pro league.
Yeah, I think about the President Trump's inauguration. I think all the critics were talking about how not as many people showed up to his versus Obama's some 4 years ago. Now it was about how wonderful the poetry was. The other question that's coming up is this, and some folks may have seen this. China state media, remember, it's different. They don't have an option. They have just a state media. That's it. They sent this tweet out. They were then forced to delete it, but luckily we have a screen grab of it. This is the China State News saying, "Good riddance, Donald Trump." Again, that was deleted. But what if Russia News tweeted, "Good riddance, Obama"? And you heard the Russia collusion for 4 years, which was debunked based on the Mueller report and what we've seen in the Steele dossier, everything we already know. Adam, your thoughts on that? It seems as if a double standard.
Oh, yeah, they caused so much strife in Russia from the media from day one, causing the strife between Russia, the Ukraine, and the American government that, we had 3 years of this Russia investigation, and it really strained relations, even with the, Russian Americans that lived here. It was a constant barrage of trying to say that they colluded with the Russians, they included now with the Russians, and it led to such a bad precedent that what we're going to see on the other side, it's not going to happen. Remember the first day, Jen Psaki last night took 30 questions. I think 2 of them might have been moderately tough. Remember your great host, Sean Spicer, had his first press conference. It was like a WWF wrestling match. They just were throwing every negative question at him in the book. It was right out of a playbook of let's get him on the first day. Not even, usually a president or his press secretary gets some softballs the first day. Mm-hmm. From day one, the president, his staff, his administration, and his press people were bombarded with negative stories.
You know, well, I know Sean. Sean can handle it, and it was fun for some people to watch. It was entertaining at times for audiences out there. But obviously, the question of what kind of questions are going to be asked of this administration, that remains to be seen as well. Dan, I'll ask you about this. You can no longer comment on the White House YouTube page. Comments are turned off, it says. And I believe this was about the inauguration. I think they were airing. They turned the comments off there on the YouTube channel, which Americans or anyone on YouTube can get online. You can say if you like what you see, you don't like what you see, but no conversations are allowed. Dan, your thoughts on that?
Well, it's transparency that we're going to expect to see from 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration, because, of course, you're not allowed to criticize. You know, you criticize them online, you get knocked off, even if you're China. And they're gonna set a new barrier. The left and big tech learned very hard here. They could silence the president of the United States. So they're going to silence any of us. They're talking about deplatforming Newsmax and deplatforming OAN and Fox. Why are they going to stop there? So the idea of the White House controlling speech, where it would have been offensive to the press just a few days ago. Now, we completely understand it. We want to get rid of the trolls. You want to get rid of those right-wing people. Well, right-wing people, up to 75 million of them voted.
Yeah, good point. Adam, I'll leave it with you. Your final thoughts on it.
Yeah, as Dan was saying, and there's other word they've been using lately from the media, deprogramming. I don't know it seems like they all work in sync together. We have to deprogram the ideology of 75 million people. What are we going to have, deprogramming camps in America? This is very bizarre territory that the media is cheerleading for. And also, like over the weekend, he said that another cheerleader over at, I don't want to network, but CNN is advocating going after cable providers, which is, if you'd had to teach a class in media, you'd say this is ridiculous. This is not what journalists are supposed to be doing. It's just terrible precedent, terrible behavior from some of the people in the media.
All right, we'll leave it right there, guys. Adam Weiss, Dan Gaynor, good to see you both. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.